Hey everyone, welcome to this weekly Sidereal Astrology forecast for the week of February 14th to the 20th of 2022. All right, so this week we have a lot going on this early part of the week. We have a full moon coming up here on Wednesday in expressive Leo. So a great time early part of the week to do a bit of a status check. How has the past 2 weeks of the lunar cycle been going? And even the past 6 months been going, especially in the context of self-expression. Now with this, we also have at the beginning of the week, the sun shifting into Aquarius, starting the next at least few weeks, 4 weeks, on individual self-expression, letting out that individuality, that eccentric side, and a bit of that visionary side as well. Mercury going into Capricorn, our minds are going into a more concrete, productive kind of energy, which is fantastic. And Venus and Mars are conjoining this week as well. So the yin and yang elements of life are combining. Great for interpersonal relationships with a bit of connectivity, but also passion, a bit of assertiveness, yet also receptivity. And Jupiter sextiling Uranus this week as well. So not a major thing, but an opening and a yearly opening for a bit of allowing some minds to expand a little bit, allowing our mind to be open to maybe new experiences and bringing a little bit of that freedom and different changes in our life that I think can be fantastic. All right, so let's go and take a look at all of this here in more detail when we return. Alrighty, so here's the sky for this week. We're going to be looking at this for each day of the week, starting first with Monday, February 14th. And as you can see here, we are using the visible sky on this channel, which is very different from mainstream astrology. You will notice a lot of the signs are different here. And so if you are new to the channel, definitely check out the link down below for more information. You know, a good example of this is that in the sky, the sun is now entering Aquarius. But if you were to look at mainstream astrology, they'll say that the sun's already here. So again, very different, and there's a link down below for more information on this. All right, so a bit of a recap here. We have that sun shifting into Aquarius this very early part of the week, Monday, Tuesday. And it is coming out of that Capricorn energy where the past 3-4 weeks have been on the more productive and accomplishing side of things, which is still going to continue because Mercury is entering Capricorn as the sun leaves. So there's definitely a theme around that. And of course, Venus and then Mars will be entering Capricorn as well. So that's ongoing. But in terms of the main focus, the focus is shifting in terms of the more visionary side of things. The first planet, the first fast mover now of the year to enter Aquarius, the sun. These next weeks, great to have a bit of future vision, right? What is it that excites us? What is it that we feel like is an expression of our true selves? And focus on this stuff. Great time for anything that is about some future vision, whether it's personal or collective. Great time of focusing on the world, future-oriented things or collective things. And to let out some of that individual self-expression through some change and listening to that excitement there. All right, then of course, Mercury going into Capricorn, as we said, and Venus and Mars are still very well set in Sagittarius. And in fact, they're going to be conjoining this week, we'll talk about. But there is this free-spirited energy, certainly still available. We could be enjoying a bit of allowing the mind to wander, or a bit of adventurousness with the mind, or quite literally adventurousness as well. Great to be enjoying that and connecting on that level, as well as maybe asserting ourselves in a way that is a bit free-spirited at the moment with these conjunctions. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at this week. As you can see, only 2 major aspects taking place here this week, but most importantly is the full moon here, which is going to be around the Wednesday time period, as the same time Venus and Mars conjoin, and also the sign changes that we have going on. But let's go ahead and start first with Monday. So Monday, the moon is in Cancer coming into this week as we approach this full moon. And so great day Monday and the first part of Tuesday for anything that is about creating a protective environment. For ourselves, which is great to spend time at home in our private life, and to maybe in our external life and with relationships, let out some of that protective nature, the caring and nurturing side of things. So good to care and nurture for ourselves and also externally and in our relationships. It is a great energy to utilize when the moon is here. And this is where we'll start to already probably feel the full moon energy as early as Monday. And it is going to be a full moon in Leo on Wednesday. And so the moon will be shifting into Leo late Tuesday, gearing it for that full moon here on Wednesday. So full moons is the heightened energy of the lunar cycle, and where we usually come to a harvest of whatever started during the new moon 2 weeks ago. And so now it's great to see, okay, what is harvesting? Now, typically during full moons, we'll pay attention to maybe what has been harvested, but usually we'll pay attention to what hasn't been harvested, right? So we'll do a bit of a status check and we'll see what's been working, what's not been working, and typically be very keen on what hasn't been, just as humans. But do see both. It is the harvest time and a good time to make some shifts and changes. What are some things that now are coming to our awareness this first half of the week, Wednesday in particular, that we may make some shifts and changes with so we can further develop the energy? And I think the further development really has to do with the Leo, with the self-expression. It's a great time to do a status check with what is it we love? What is it we're passionate about? What fuels us and energizes us? And how can we incorporate more of that energy into our lives? And how can we incorporate more of these qualities of ourself that is expressive and playful and fun-loving and wants to do what we love, right? So great to do this. Let out that self-expression, do a status check with it, start to implement it for the remainder of the lunar cycle for the next 2 weeks. And in the yearly sense, really look back at the past 6 months. 6 months ago, we had the new moon here. And so this was the yearly new beginnings with Leo. And so now, how have those been going past 6 months, right? With the passions and whatnot, maybe making some of these shifts and adjustments to, again, further develop it for the next 6 months until the next lunar cycle starts again in Leo. All right, so that's going to be concentrated there around the Wednesday time period, but also on Wednesday, we do have Venus, the planet of what we attract and what we value, conjoining up to Mars, the opposite, the yang, what we want to assert and what our desires are, right? But we want to pursue, right? So the yin and yang elements are combining. This is always a great time of balancing both within ourselves. And so anything that is about connecting to both of these sides of ourselves is great. The side that is receptive, but also the side that is active or assertive, right? Combining these, and it's going to happen quite naturally. And there could certainly be a new beginning emerging out of here, where it really is a new beginning with our values and our desires, and a new beginning with ourselves being more balanced in the yin and yang sense, in the feminine and masculine sense, right? Now, externally, of course, both of these planets deal a lot with relationships, interpersonal energy, and so we could see those come through in our external dealings as well with others, right? A bit of that receptivity and assertiveness. And good to do that. And this can be a great time for connecting, where we're feeling a little bit more maybe confident, assertive, but also now, being assertive in a way that's still tactful and receptive to others' needs, right? Again, that balance. So internally and externally, new beginning with this, and anything on that level in your personal life could shape up, could be part of this full moon, could make some shifts and changes with, and some new beginnings arising in the interpersonal or yin and yang elements of life here. All right, and then as we start to get into the Thursday time period, but really we'll be feeling this all week, is a yearly energy. And this is Jupiter, the planet of expansion, in good harmony with a sextile with Uranus, the planet of that individual self-expression, that Aquarius kind of energy. Okay, and so with this, it's a great time to really let this out. Now, sextiles are more minor. They're not like strong like a trine, which would be it really happening. This is more like a door is opening. And a door is opening this week to allow out a little bit more of that adventurous side, the Jupiterian side, the open-minded side, in a way that speaks more, again, to that true self. Maybe there's some things that excite us. Maybe there's an opening to do more of our excitement. Maybe there's an opening of an opportunity. Both of these planets can be quite lucky You know, Uranus is sudden, unexpected things, and Jupiter is, of course, the lucky planet. So anything that's a door opening that feels a bit exciting, a bit inspiring, a bit future-oriented, maybe like it's letting out some of that true self, right? Great to cultivate this. It's a single contact. Typically with yearly energies, we'll have 3 contacts, but in this case, it's just the one. So it's just concentrated here around this month of February. And I think it's a great time, especially with the full moon, to do the status check this week, make some shifts and adjustments. And I think moving forward for the remainder of the year, the next 6 months, you know, however you see that, I think how can we be a bit open-minded, listen to a bit of that inspiration, listen to a bit of that excitement, and maybe cultivate something out of that, right? Which could be very supportive here. All right, so that's definitely the most important stuff. A lot going on really this early part of the week here. But then the second half here around the, let's start with Friday. So Friday, late Friday, the 18th, the moon will be leaving Leo. And so we'll probably start to ease up out of some of that full moon energy. And the moon will be going into Virgo for pretty much the weekend, late Friday, all of Saturday, all of Sunday, and even into next week. Virgo being a very large constellation. So Virgo is about taking the inspiration of Leo, right, the passion, and then doing the work with it. So I think it's a good weekend for work in the sense of not just our jobs, but the work of, you know, day-to-day improvement, refinement, maybe personal development, things that require self-discipline, right? That kind of work. And so with that, a great weekend for this. Could be very, not so much productive, but more of like, you know, taking care of things, fixing problems, fixing things, refining things, getting into the details. It's a great weekend for that. All right, everyone. So that is the week in a nutshell. Most importantly is this full moon will be approaching here around, and will be happening around the Wednesday time period. It is an expressive Leo, so it is about what we love, what we're passionate about, and furthering that side of ourselves, all in the context of being receptive and active, the balancing of the yin and yang, right? And maybe some new things coming out of that balance, maybe some new things coming out of the relational side of things in that context. And of course, the sign changes we have this week. We have the sun going into that individual self-expression of Aquarius, right? For the next coming weeks, about listening to that excitement, that vision, which is really confirmed by the Jupiter sextiling the ruler of Aquarius, Uranus, right? So that's going on. And of course, the productive energy is still going on as now Mercury is entering Capricorn this early part of the week where the sun's leaving. So it's still good for using our mind, particularly on productive things and things that are achievement or accomplishment oriented. All right, so everyone have a fantastic week. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to click the like button if you're watching this on YouTube. And if you're not yet signed up for MTZ Insiders, it is a newsletter where you do get these videos released first before YouTube. And so if you're not yet signed up, definitely check out the link down below for that. But have a great week, everyone. Thank you again for all of your support. And I'll see you all next time for the next astrology forecast. Take care.